What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and I got a fun holiday tier list here for you guys. It's not really holiday themed, but it is a themed tier list. We're gonna be ranking every single hero in Marvel Champions by how thematic they are, not how strong they are, and not how much I like them, but if their kit, in this card game represents how the character actually is, in the movies, in the comics, and if I feel like that character whenever I'm personally playing them. This is just my personal opinion. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. So starting off here, we have Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I think that Spider-Man is a pretty thematic character. I do feel like Spider-Man whenever I'm playing him, but I think, a lot of people have mentioned this, but one very important aspect of Spider-Man is that he's very smart and he figures out ways to thwart, the villain schemes. He like creates tech or something like that to counter, whatever the villain wants to do. And the Spider-Man in Marvel Champions, I mean, he only has a thwart stat of 1 here. We can pull up his cards right here. Thwart stat of 1. He has no thwart event. He only has the spider traces here to remove threat. So, I think that he is thematic. He does feel like the character. Everything else feels like Spider-Man, right? Like with the spider sense, with the backflips, swing web kicks, Aunt May, all that stuff. He's just missing one important characteristic, which is, being able to thwart more. So he's going to go in the B tier here for me. He's thematic, but he's lacking important characteristics. In his case, it's going to be thwarting. Let's move on to Captain Marvel here. Captain Marvel, I don't know. How does she feel? I don't really know too much about her lore, other than from the movies. I mean, she's strong, so I guess, that's pretty thematic of her. I like the energy channel. I think that this is a very thematic card for her to really build that up. I'm not sure about the other stuff though. I don't really know if she feels as thematic with the other cards. I like the high economy with her. I don't really get where like Commander relates to her kit, where you can just draw a card. I don't really feel like that's super thematic. I think Rechannel is thematic though, so that's pretty cool. Um, Photonic Blast I think is cool as well. I mean, she's just a very high economy hero. I think for me, I don't necessarily feel like I am Captain Marvel. I'm gonna give her halfway thematic here. I do feel like, she is thematic, but not like crazy like Spider-Man, where like other than the thwarting part, I really, really feel like I'm Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, it's just that one thing missing from him. Other than that, I mean, he feels like one to one like Peter Parker Spider-Man. I still really, really love his kid. You guys know he's my favorite hero to play Marvel Champions. It's just I wish that he had that thwarting over there. Okay, She-Hulk here. She-Hulk, I think She-Hulk is pretty thematic. I like the flipping. I like the lore shenanigans. I'm not gonna actually put her in A tier. I do feel like I'm a lore whenever I'm playing She-Hulk. I feel like she has cool lore stuff. It's not very strong though, but she does have it here. I think that Split Personality is one of the most fun and most thematic cards in the game. I really enjoy this card. This card, it's not the best card, but it is pretty thematic and it makes sense to her kit. And yeah, I feel like that she's overall actually pretty thematic, although not one of the strongest heroes in the game. She-Hulk does feel like She-Hulk, so I like her a lot here. Iron Man. Ooh, is Iron Man perfect theme? Iron Man is really thematic, right? Because you start off with your hand size of just 1, and you get +1 hand size for each tech upgrade you control. You build out all your tech. I think his whole entire play style also feels very thematic. He's rich as well, getting to that 7-card hand size. Features is a great alter ego, like a rich alter ego ability here. He feels like a billionaire. Pepper Potts generating resources is really, really nice. I think the theme for Iron Man is spot on for me. I'm gonna put him as perfect theme. I may drop this down later on because I feel like I want to keep this like pretty coveted. But I think Iron Man, I mean, he's 1 to 1. That Spider-Man would be there for me if only he just had like maybe just a Thor setup 2. I think it's enough to put him up there. But yeah, the thwarting there is just not really his character. Okay, so back to the list here. We have Black Panther. Ooh, Black Panther? Man, I don't know, guys. Black Panther doesn't really feel like the character to me. My favorite thing is the Golden City, which is, rich, which is thematic. Vibranium is also thematic, because he has a bunch of resources. So I like that. But, like, other than that, right? Like, the whole thing with the Wakanda Forevers, I don't really get how that translates thematically. I don't really feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like Wakanda Forevering, like, playing this thing is triggering all those upgrades that I have in play. I'm not the biggest like I like the mechanics of it. I just don't feel like that it really translates and makes me feel like I am Black Panther. So I'm gonna put him in the D tier. It's crazy that we have the core set here split for 1 for each tier. But yeah, I don't know. I may change this, bump him up, may bump Iron Man down, but for now we'll just have it like this. All right, next we got Captain America. Captain America, I feel like he's at least B tier, if not higher. Captain America here. I mean, I can do this all day. It's one of the most thematic hero abilities. I really like that. I love the Living Legend. I like his shield. I like the shield block. I like the apartment. I feel like he's pretty spot on. Like he feels like Captain America. He's a very well-rounded character. I'm gonna go ahead and put him, I think, very thematic above She-Hulk. I don't think he's like perfect theme though. Okay, so next we have Miss Marvel here, Kamala Khan. I don't really know um Kamala Khan. I mean, I don't really know if she feels that thematic. No, you know what? Big hands, and sneak by. They're not that great on their own. But then I do like the embiggen and shrink. I think that that's pretty thematic. I don't know about the suit generating. Actually, that kind of makes sense as well. I like all of her alter ego stuff. You know what? I think she is pretty thematic, right? Because all the alter ego stuff feels like something that's important to her character. So yeah, I think that she's also pretty thematic here. Um, I don't think she's lacking anything. I think she goes pretty high up. I'm put her behind She-Hulk here. Yeah, okay. Let's jump over to Thor here. And for Thor, I mean, I feel like, okay, so like the hero ability here have at the response after you engage a minion, draw 2 cards. I think I can kind of buy the theme for Thor on that, right? He wants to like have like epic matches with like all these minions. And then Worthy is like one of the most thematic abilities here, right? Because you can like tutor Mjolnir like straight to your hand from the deck or discard pile. And then you have a hammer throw, super thematic. I kind of hate this card mechanically. I feel like it's super weak because it's so many resources, right? Like, sure, it has overkill, but 3 for 8, and you have to lose Mjolnir, return it back to your hand. I mean, it's super thematic though, so I'm not going to detract any points for the theme. But then, like, I had to play Mjolnir back down again, so like, it's super expensive. I like the God of Thunders. I like the helmet, giving him more hit points. I like Asgard. Lightning Strike is awesome. Super good theme there. Yeah, I mean, I think Thor is he another one-to-one character? I do really, really like his mechanics. You know what? Let's put Thor in very thematic at the top of very thematic. I may bump him up here at the end of this list, but I feel like that it's just kind of like the minion thing, right? Like, what is up with Thor wanting minions? I can see it, but I don't know if like that should be his main shtick in the card game. But yeah, he does really feel like a reflection of how he would be. Next we have Doctor Strange. So let's see here. He has his invocation deck. I think that's pretty thematic to be able to call on that. Yeah, and it's kind of like I don't know if his invocations are random because like the thing is they're kind of random in the game, right? You can't like determine what's the next one, but you can do stuff to make it easier, right? Like with your natural talent, you can discard a top card if that's not the one you want. So I don't really understand why it's kind of like it's just that top card. Wong also helps you be more precise with that. I feel like Strange is pretty thematic, right? The cloak can ready him. You got the resource with the Eye of Agamotto. Yeah, I think Strange is pretty thematic. He's gonna go up over here. Let me see here. I mean, I think that in this card game, almost all these characters are pretty thematic, right? Because Marvel Champions, it's one of the most thematic games ever. That's like one of the strong points of this game. So like, I feel like I'm gonna have a very bloated A tier over here. Strange, I feel like I don't know, maybe like let's put him above Kamala Khan. Yeah. All right. Let's hop back over. We have a Black Widow next. So let's see where I got her. I think she's actually pretty thematic. You guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of her kit, but having the preps here with Black Widow, I think feels pretty nice. I like that you can use an alter ego and a hero form. You can use a villain. That's pretty cool. Yeah, she feels pretty thematic. Like you actually feel like Black Widow, and I like that she's like not the strongest character. I think that she should feel kind of weak. She doesn't really have any powers, right? So yeah, I'm gonna put Black Widow also in the A tier. I think I'll put her behind Captain America here. Yeah. Next we got Hulk. Ooh, Hulk is gonna be a tough one. So like, he's the Mac in terms of like, you know, the Hulk personality part of it, right? Like if this wasn't like an alter ego type of card game, like just your hero form, your Hulk, 18 hit points, expensive events, does a lot, right? Like 5 thwart here, plus 10 attack here, thunderclap, 3 times 3 like AoE damage. Um, he feels like Hulk. The problem is he doesn't feel like Bruce Banner. I don't really get the duality of him in Marvel Champions. I feel like Bruce Banner should be a lot more rich, right? Like Hulk has a 4 card hand size. Bruce has the 5 card hand slots. He should be like at least 6, right? If not even 7, right? Because he's a genius. And then like this only puts him like still at 5, right? Because you draw 1 card and then you have to discard a card, so you just end back up at 5. Like not really doing anything with the genius thing is like a huge thing. So like I almost want to put him here because I do feel like the hero form is thematic, but I'm gonna put him in halfway thematic because he feels like Hulk. He doesn't feel like Bruce Banner at all. Like especially when I'm in Alter Ego, I don't even feel like Bruce. So like I think that is like half of his character, right? Like literally half of his identity card. So I'm gonna put him here in the C tier. Next we got Hawkeye. Hawkeye I actually feel like is pretty thematic, right? Let's jump over to his cards. Um, yeah, I mean, he's got the bow going on. You can tutor it with this. You can exhaust yourself to ready up your bow. You have your quiver, which is also very thematic. Super RNG weak card that always whips for me, but very thematic. We have the air events here that all have to exhaust the bow because you need the bow to, shoot those arrows. That makes sense too. I do feel like Hawkeye, and it's also pretty weak. So I feel like, I mean, he should have a Thor setup too, though, right? Like Hawkeye, I feel like it's pretty good at thwarting like the character thematically. And I think its only thwart event is the cable arrow, which is nice and thematic to be able to remove threats, ignoring crisis icons. But like, I don't know. I think he needs more thwarting for his type of character. His thwarting is pretty bad. So Sam as Spider-Man, I think that he is thematic, but he's lacking an important characteristic, which to me is gonna be thwarting. Next, we got Spider-Woman. I really actually like the theme of her kit. I feel like that having 2 aspects fits her character, right? Like she's a spy. Um, yeah, I like the double agent thing. Um, yeah, I mean thematically, I think that she's on point. I just don't really like it mechanically, but I can't detract from that for this tier list because we're talking about only the theme, right? So I think she goes in very thematic over here. Um, I don't know. I feel like they're all kind of we could put her. I think we'll put her behind Shield above Strange. Next we got Ant-Man. Ant-Man I feel like is pretty cool and thematic. Um, let's see. I mean he's got the triple form here, right? So like that's already on point theme. Oh man, the resize, the army of ants. Come on, like yeah, okay. He is super duper thematic, giant strength, wrist gauntlets, everything about him is on point. Yeah, okay. You know what? And then like when you flip forms, you get to like do that response. Yeah, I think Ant-Man's theme is very, very thematic. I'm gonna put him above Thor. I feel like he is so thematic. I mean, Thor really just yeah, I mean Thor's thematic too, but Ant-Man I feel like he's on point. All right, next we got Wasp here. I mean, she's on point too, I guess. Okay, one thing actually, you know what? I don't know if she's on point. I don't get okay. Why is her thwarting in giant form so high and her thwarting in tiny form is so small? I feel like Wasp is smarter than Ant-Man, at least Scott, right? So like, shouldn't her thwarting be better here? Especially in tiny form when you're so small, you can like, really maneuver and thwart, right? That's kind of why like Ant-Man having the thwart setup too is nice because he's like, I imagine being small, being able to like maneuver around. But then like, yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like you wouldn't be able to thwart as well when you're so big. And then I feel like they didn't really like this is a nice action, but nothing else in the kit really like revolves around like her geniusness, right? So yeah, I mean I get what they're trying to do, like make her like a little bit different. Like pinpoint strike is like her main damage, which is like in tiny form. But like I feel like giant form should be just much stronger, right? So yeah, I'm actually gonna put her in halfway thematic. It just doesn't really make am I gonna? No, I'm gonna put her in D. I don't really feel like she feels like a character because like she doesn't really feel like the genius part. I'm gonna put her behind Black Panther. She's so far the least thematic to me, and I feel like I like the triple form flip. I think that's that's on point. But like other than that, like she doesn't feel like she's super smart, and then like I don't know why her thwarting is so bad in tiny form, and I just never want to be in tiny form with her. So I don't really play her in like flipping to all 3 forms like with Ant-Man. All right, next we have Quicksilver here. Oh man, okay. Quicksilver, he's like he's thematic and not thematic, right? Maybe it's a ready up once per phase is awesome. The readies here, 4 cogs will always be running is awesome. All this stuff, buffing his stats, that's awesome too. Speed Cyclone, that's awesome as well. But he needs these upgrades right here to really get going. So like I've often called him slow silver because he's like one of the slowest heroes to build out because he does not get going without those upgrades. So like I'm gonna put him as halfway thematic. He feels very thematic once he's built out, but before that, he's so slow. Shouldn't he be like a faster character, like to get built out and like get going, right? That's kind of what I think with this character. So, yeah, I'll put him halfway thematic here. I put him behind Captain Marvel. Next, we got Scarlet Witch. She is super thematic. She's chaotic. She's got the hex boats. She got the randomness. She's milling in counter deck, which is like kind of chaotic. She has a double obligation, slipping Sandy. That's pretty good. So like, yeah, she goes in very thematic here. I'm gonna put her. I think her theme is like really good. I'm gonna put her. I put her above Captain America, above Thor, above Ant-Man. Yeah, I'm gonna put her above Ant-Man. I may bump her up actually to perfect theme. But yeah, she's very cool. Next we got Groot here. So like I like Groot's the idea of the growth counters, right? So basically, if you guys don't know how Groot works, he has these growth counters, and then basically he starts off small with no growth counters, and you can build him up. But like I feel like mechanically he doesn't like get small again like every single fight, right? Like it's not like he's baby Groot and he's like growing up every single like match. So like that doesn't feel like super on theme. But then like being able to do more damage whenever he's big and stuff with the growth counters does feel really nice. And get what they're trying to do with it. Yeah, I also forced interrupt. If you guys have spoken to me about this before, you guys know that I hate that it's a forced interrupt. I wish that it wasn't forced so you could choose. But I think thematically it makes more sense that it is forced here, that you have to lose counters whenever you take damage. So I think he's in a B tier here. I'll put him here. I just feel like I wish I could imagine him like losing the growth more. But I kind of see him as like baby Groot whenever he has no growth counters. So like that doesn't really make sense because he's not always baby Groot. Next we got Rocket Raccoon. Rocket I feel like is pretty thematic, right? With all of his text. Tinkering is super thematic. The Murder You is pretty fun and thematic with him. The Reload, Battery Packs. Yeah, I think his theme is on point. I'm going to put him in the A tier. And pretty high up, like around here. I'm going to put him above Thor. Next we got Star-Lord. Oh, Star-Lord is the super risky hero. What could go wrong? He at least goes in A tier. And is he going to go higher than that? Yeah, I think oh man, he's super thematic because like he's very risky to play, but then like you get higher rewards the more risk that you take. I'm putting him very high up. I'm putting him like, you know, it's crazy. Both these heroes, Scarlet Witch and Star-Lord, they're like very thematic, but they're both risky, but like in different ways that fit like their theme. I'm gonna put Star-Lord in the S tier. I think his theme is perfect. I think it's on point. Yeah, so he's my next S tier hero after Iron Man or in front of Iron Man actually. Um, I think I'm gonna stick with Iron Man here. I really like the theme of Iron Man. All right, next we got Gamora. Gamora feels pretty thematic as well. She plays a lot of events. She feels like, you know, very agile, quick, shifty. You know, not big events, but small events, and a lot of ping damage, a lot of ping threat. So yeah, she goes in the A tier here. I'll put her. I think I put her in front of She-Hulk. Yeah, and behind Widow. Next we got Drax. Oh man, the thing with Drax is I don't know if he's actually like I think his kit is cool. Like I think everyone respects his kit. I almost feel like okay, when Drax goes down to Arc Ego, why are you healing so much with vengeance counters? And you know, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't really know too much about Drax's comic book lore. Like, you know, I really know him from the movies. But like I don't think his healing is that good, right? Like why is he healing so much? Like this feels more like a Hulk type of thing, right? Like and I do know that, you know, the developers did mention that a lot of Drax's kit is what Hulk's original kit was supposed to be. But like this thing here, I can see him getting angry and building counters, but I don't see him healing as a forced response there. I think Mantis is very thematic. She's an awesome identity-specific ally for him. The other cards are pretty good. Yeah, he does feel like, you know, he just wants to attack, which is also thematic. Like his play style feels like, you know, Drax. Like he just wants to attack and fight. But I think I'm putting B tier because I don't get the healing part. I'm putting him in front of Groot though. Oh, next we got Agent Venom. Oh man, I don't even wanna. Okay, so like, what does Venom feel? I mean, Venom does feel like he's pretty reliant on the guns here. And I mean, Flash Thompson. I mean, yeah, he does have all the guns. I wish we got Eddie Brock Venom. I do like that he has a spider sense here as an upgrade. The multi gun is cool. I feel like he's actually pretty thematic. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. I put him in very thematic here. behind Miss Marvel. And next we got Spectrum. I feel like she's also very thematic. I like her forms. I like how they feel. I do feel like she feels like Spectrum, although I'm not the biggest fan of like getting stuck in certain forms, but I think that that's also kind of fun and thematic. I'm gonna put her, I think we put her behind Spider-Woman here. Next we got Adam Warlock, the Avatar. I don't know. Is he thematic being able to use all the aspects? I don't know if that fits him as much as it fits Spider-Woman being able to use dual aspects here. He does feel very mysticky though, right? Like his cards, and maybe just the art, but like Cosmic Ward feels like a Cosmic Ward. Soul World feels pretty cool. Mystic Senses feels pretty awesome. The milling though, what's up with the milling with him? Like he does like to mill a lot. Is that like a part of his character, guys? Maybe I'm missing stuff like about what he does, but I don't think he's. I don't really know if I feel like him. I could be just missing some stuff though. So I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I always put him here in front of Drax and behind Hawkeye. Next we got Nebula. I don't think Nebula is that thematic. I don't really feel like I am her. I get that she has the techniques, but like it feels so forced. Like it feels like I'm really techniques feel like these skills that I should like easily be able to like pull out and do. But like it's such a tough thing to do because of that force interrupt where like she has to trigger them, or that force response, I mean. Let me just pull it up here. So like she has this force response after your turn begins. You must resolve special of each technique and discard all of them. Why am I losing my techniques, guys? So like I should always have them in play, right? I think that this is thematic, her alter ego ability, but like this doesn't feel that thematic. I feel like these skills, these techniques should just be in play, right? Like why am I losing my ability to pierce and overcut? I feel like I should always have that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put Nebula in. Doesn't really feel like the character. I don't really feel like her when I'm playing Nebula. I feel like trying to play I'm trying to be really smart and figure out how to play around this when I feel like she should just have that in her kit because she's Nebula, she has those skills, right? So I'll put her I'll put her behind no, I'll put her in front of Wasp, but it's pretty close for me. Next we got War Machine. Man, War Machine, I feel like he is thematic, right? Like he's got the guns, you get those counters, those ammo counters feel pretty nice. I love the munitions bunker, that's really cool. I like all of his stuff here. The repulsor beam here is also pretty nice. It really feels like, he's like exhausting a lot of things to like do everything and like, it's in his suit. And then once he does that, he doesn't have like unlimited like ammo and like energy, which I think it feels pretty thematic. So actually, I'm putting him in very thematic. I'm gonna put him in front of Thor and in front of Captain America as well, but behind Rocket. Next we got Valkyrie. Okay, how is the theme on Valkyrie? I mean, she does feel tanky, right? Like an Asgardian. She's got the 12 life. Um, she's got Death Glow. She really wants minions too, right? I guess Asgard's like to challenge his minions. So I guess I could see that too. That's pretty thematic. Plus 4 hit points, aerial. I like that with the horse. I think it makes sense that her authority is not all. It's also like not the best. I think she goes pretty thematic as well. I'm gonna put her in the A tier. I just wish she was stronger. I think that might also like help with her theme to like have her like feel like she's stronger. Next we got Vision. Let's check out Vision's cards here. Okay, so oh yeah, the forms are awesome. Like dense form and intangible is really nice. You feel intangible here, reduce the amount of damage for each attack. Dense form, you get the +2 attack, +2 defense, which is nice. I like the Hickory Branch Land. I like Density Control. I like Solar Beam. Yeah, I think Vision is actually very thematic. Yeah, I think he goes in very thematic here. Let's put him in front of Spectrum behind Spider-Woman. Next we got Ghost Spider here. I think she feels very thematic as well, right? She feels like she's like jumping around, dizzying reflexes, right? Very agile again, like Gamora. Ghost Spider goes very high, I think. Actually, wait. Okay. Let's put her in the bottom A tier. Let's take a look at her kit, because there are some stuff mechanically that I'm not the biggest fan of hers. But let me see if I can pull it out here. Okay, so she doesn't have much alter ego stuff. I feel like as a Spider character, she should have more alter ego, right? Like there's like really nothing that Gwen Stacy does. It's really just all Ghost Spider. Ticket to the Multiverse is pretty cool. I think that this card is pretty thematic. I like George Stacy here as well. I love the obligation pulling him. I hate it mechanically because it stinks to lose George, but I like the theme of that. Because he's a worried father. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, she's kind of like Spider-Man, right? Like she feels one-to-one with Ghost Spider, but I'm not really feeling much of Gwen here. I do want to feel more of Gwen. So I was gonna put her super high up, but I think she's lacking an important characteristic. She's gonna go behind Spider-Man here. Because Spider-Man has more Peter Parker stuff than Gwen does, right? Because like he's got the Aunt May, he's got scientists as his resource, in alter ego, so I like that. And next we got Miles. Miles, okay, Miles has got the duality. He's got the he feels like Miles and Spider-Man, which is really cool. The Suddenly Confused actually makes sense with him, right? Like with Spider Camouflage, Venom Blast, I think that's also very thematic. Actually, Miles' theme is on point, guys. Yeah, the web shooters, of course, you need to have the web shooters. You have his dad here. Um, yeah, I think Miles goes really good. Yeah, he really feels like his alter ego side as well. He goes super high. I kind of want to put him in the S tier. Let's reserve a little bit here because we still have a bunch of X-Men here, right? We haven't touched X-Men yet. All right, next we got Nova. I feel like he's pretty thematic, right? He's like doing a lot of readies and stuff like that. He has his helmet, which gives him aerial. I'm just putting him in A tier. You know, he feels like what I would imagine Nova is doing. Next we got Ironheart. She's also very thematic. I put her pretty high up. I like her leveling up and all that. I feel like it's thematic to the character. She starts off weak like Iron Man and then powers up. Um, I'm gonna put her. Okay, I'm gonna put her here. Let me take a look at her kit actually. Okay, all this feels good. This feels good. This feels good. You get the progress counters. You know what? Maybe it's all this feels good actually. I think it's like this maximum efficiency. Like remove a progress counter, do 2 damage to enemy. It's just too powerful. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense. She has all this built up over time. So you know what? I think I gotta put her in S tier. She's like Iron Man. Like, is she more thematic? I mean, they're so cool. They're like in different ways, but like similar building out. But like, Iron Man's through the tech upgrades, she's with the progress counters. I think they're like neck and neck. I actually feel like her kid is actually really well represented here in the game. Um, yeah, I feel like she's on point. Like just giving her hit points too is like really nice and thematic. Yeah, I think Ironheart actually goes really high up. I'll like maybe fix this later on after I finish this list, but like I don't know if I should swap these orders of these guys. All right, next we got Spider Ham. Oh man, guys. Okay, so Spider Ham. I mean, he's OP. I don't, I don't think he should be though, right? Like I don't get this ability for him. Like why each time he gets hit, he gets like tune counters and he uses them as resources. That just feels too powerful. I like the flavor text on the cards, and I don't mind his character like in the game. But like a lot of the stuff, I mean, his main like whenever you play him, I guess the main thing that you're really feeling is the economy with the tune counters. And I don't really know if he should have that. The other stuff's not bad. I like swinging Web Pig to confuse and do 6 damage. I like the Daily Beagle. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I'm gonna put him down here in the B tier. Just because, I mean, this feels like something that Hulk should have, right? Because I like the developers did mention this was originally a part of like Hulk's hero ability. This makes more sense for Hulk to like each time you take damage, you can generate a resource, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure why Ham has that. Next we got SPD. Oh, she is super thematic. Like she's another builder hero like Iron Man and Ironheart. Yeah, I mean she goes pretty high up as well. These builder heroes are like one of the most like some of the most thematic characters. Um, I feel like we should get more Penny though, right? Like, are we missing some Penny stuff? I mean, Alter Ego, exhausted to draw 2 cards. We have Aunt May and Uncle Ben. No other really Alter Ego things. Think, but I think it's not as big as like with Peter and Gwen. So where I'm gonna put her in the bottom of A tier here. I do think like she is pretty thematic. I just wish there's some more Penny Parker stuff going on. Next we got Colossus here. Let me see, Mutant Genesis. Colossus having 2 toughs is super cool, super thematic. I like the studio. I like all what he really does. I really love the armored up. That's also very thematic. I like the toughs being used as a resource, right, to do other things. I think his theme is on point as well. Let's put him pretty high up here. Um, Above Rocket, behind Ant-Man. Yeah, let's put him right there. I think it's a good spot. Next we got Shadowcat. Shadowcat's also very, very thematic. Um, Yeah, I think being able to, yeah, I mean, being able to be in your solid form or your phase form, and in phase form, when you're defending, you take no damage. You can bypass crisis icons, guard, and patrol when you're phased. She feels awesome. Yeah, she does feel like she's phased, and solid obligation is great as well, right? It really feels like, oh man, um, I'm now, was it permanently phased now? Oh no, like that's really the magic character. So yeah, Shadowcat goes very high. She's gonna go, I think, up here in this like top echelon. Let's just put her right here for now, in front of Ant-Man behind Scarlet Witch. Next we got Cyclops. Oh, Cyclops' theme is on point. So, okay, unlike Spider-Man, so like I know what a lot of people are gonna say about Cyclops, like that he's missing like the damage of like his optic blast, like the concussive blast, right? Because you can only do damage to an enemy with the upgrade attached with the optic blast, so it feels limited. But to me, I headcanon that this is actually very thematic because I feel like that Cyclops wouldn't want to just use the optic blast whenever the area is not control, right? He wants control over the situation before he just like starts shooting everybody everywhere, right? I like the extra economy in Alter Ego, like being able to use X-Men allies from any aspect is an amazingly thematic deck building ability for Cyclops. Ruby Quartz Fire is super on theme. His obligations on theme. All of this stuff is on theme. The Feud Commander. I mean, every single card is super on theme for Cyclops. So I think, yeah, I mean, he feels like a tactician when you're playing him. You have to like be really smart with your moves. Cyclops going to S tier, guys. Oh man, is he the most thematic character in the game? Okay, I'm gonna put him in S tier. I know some people are gonna feel like he should be able to optic blast everything, but I don't feel like Cyclops wants to do that, right? He wants to have the allies, and command them. Like just by himself, he's not about just optic blasting and shooting everybody. I don't feel like that's what the character's about. So I feel like the leadership qualities that he has, in his kit is the main thing. I think that that's important, and I think that that's the theme. I feel like if he's just like aggressively shooting everybody, that's missing the point of the character. So because of that, because they got the point of the character, I feel like he's one of the most thematic characters in all Marvel Champions, guys. That's pretty crazy there. I may change this though, but right now I think that he's pretty high up. Next we got Phoenix. So Phoenix has got her like Unleashed thing. That's really thematic. Dark Phoenix coming out is also very thematic. Phoenix Force is awesome here, right? She starts with 3 thwart. If you go Unleashed, then you have -2 thwart and you get +2 attack. Super thematic. Cyclops kind of keeping her restrained is also thematic here. Um, yeah, not much to say. I feel like Phoenix is pretty good. I think that she's pretty on point. Yeah, she goes in very thematic for me. I'm gonna put her. Man, so far the X-Men are killing it. They're all like A or S in terms of their theme. I think Phoenix feels very thematic. I'm put her over here. Next we got Logan Wolverine. Wolverine's also very thematic. I do appreciate that he has a Thor setup too. I think that that fits him as well. Track by Scent, super thematic card. Um, I got better is awesome. Berserker Frenzy is awesome. Added him Skeleton. Healing Factor is like one of the craziest, coolest things for him, right? Being a heal every single turn. He's pretty straightforward, but I think that fits Wolverine's character. Yeah, Wolverine is on point as well. I mean, he's gonna go very high up. I put him like maybe like right here. I'm putting him behind him. I just really appreciate the 3 form card here. Yeah, and Marvel Champs is a thematic game, so it makes sense that all of this here is so high up. I just feel bad because I feel like maybe these lists here, like these tier ranks that I have, force me to put Spider-Man, Peter Parker in the B tier. But like he feels like S tier to me in terms of like he feels like the character. It's really just not having the thwarting, but like because of that, he has to drop down below A tier because the way that I worded these. But yeah, I feel really bad about that. But yeah, I just have him here. All right, next we got Storm. I think Storm is also very thematic. Um, she's got the weathers, weather control, very good. She's able to affect the entire board. That's awesome. I like the crown here. Weather Goddess is great. Aurora's Garden is nice as well. Um, Lightning Bolt, Flash Freeze feels thematic. Yeah, I mean Storm is on point. Okay, guys, all the X-Men I think are going to be A or higher. They are really nice. I'm gonna put Storm. Let's put her behind Captain America in front of Black Widow. Next we got Gambit. Okay, is Gambit the least thematic X-Men? Okay, he's got charge the card. He's got throw the card. This is very thematic. This very thematic as well. This is thematic as well. I like the events here as well, like the attack events. Um, oh man, you know what? He is thematic too. I'm just not the biggest fan of his kit because it's like very split for me. But like this all feels like, I mean, using the resource here, you're getting charge counters. Create Charmer feels like on point for him as well. You know what? Yeah, Gambit's thematic as well. He's gonna go in the A tier. I'm gonna put him in the bottom A tier. I just don't really feel like. Actually, I'm gonna put him in front of Nova here. I don't really feel like. I feel like cohesively, I don't really feel as much like Gambit as I would like. But there's nothing wrong with his kit, right? It actually looks thematic on paper. It's just I wish I played more like Gambit, and I don't really know how to explain that. Rogue is super thematic, right? She needs to have another hero to really maximize what she wants to do because she can touch the other hero, right? If you're playing in multiplayer, but without that, you're missing like potential people that you can like be touched and then take their powers from, right? You can still touch the villain and like allies, but you know, being able to touch another hero is also, you know, pretty good. Um, Going rogue, I like energy transfer. I don't know if going rogue in Southern Cross is like super thematic to her. I don't really know if the jacket makes sense to give her thwart and like give her attack depending on like where it touches at. So yeah, Bulletproof Bell makes sense. This is like the most thematic card here. I'm actually I think Rogue might be the least thematic X-Men. I mean, she has like really good points here, but like same as Peter Parker Spider-Man, like even if you have really good points, there's some weird things lacking, like the jacket, going Rogue, Southern Cross. I don't really feel the theme on those cards, so I think I'm gonna put her in the B tier. I'll put her behind Hawkeye and in front of Spider-Ham. Next, we got Cable here. Cable is on theme, guys. I love the side missions from Cable. I remember like the old 90s X-Men cartoons. Cable's always like coming in and out, like he's doing his thing. He has like his own like separate mission. I think that this reflects really well in his hero kit. I like that the more missions that you clear, the stronger that he gets. That feels on point. Precognition, I like that after he clears off the Technovirus Purge, he gets buffed up all of his stats. I love the Plaza Rifle. Yeah, I think Cable, the Professor, that's really nice as well. Temporal Leap, Telekinetic Force Field, he's got everything going on. He's got the psionic side. He's got like the soldier side with the guns and everything. Yeah, Cable is on point. He's gonna go pretty high up. I think his character's harder to do than Wolverine, so like he gets more points from that. He's gonna go, I think, right here behind Miles. Yeah, very, very good. All right, next we got Domino. Oh, Domino is on point as well, right? Very, very luck dependent. And then she can kind of control. Oh man, I even forgot. Cable is obligation, and like his nemesis feels very, very on point as well, right? Like Back to the Future, that's awesome. You have to fight Strife. Yeah, I really like that. Domino's on point as well, and she can kind of control her luck too. She wants the wilds. I mean, that's just really cool. I mean, she gets a lot of points for that. Yeah, Domino goes very high up. Very thematic. Let's put her. I think she goes above Wolverine as well. Yeah, because like I feel like everything here and below, it's kind of like they're thematic, but like some of their stuff, it's like easier to come up with. But I feel like the stuff here and above, it's like very, very creative, right? Like the 3 card here for Ant-Man, Domino with her resources, Shadowcat with the phase form, Cable with the missions, Scarlet Witch being like very chaotic. Like that's just like so creative, like how they got all these heroes like this. So yeah, next we got Psylocke. Psylocke might be the one missing theme for me here. Um, I don't necessarily know. I feel like Psylocke whenever I'm playing her. Like, why is her thwart so high? Why is her attack so high? That doesn't really make sense. Like that, the knives give her like more thwarting. I don't know. Um, the confusion makes sense. Like having so much confusion in her kit, but really, it's kind of like this thing, right? Like that's like her main playstyle, right? Feeling like the 3 thwart or the 3 attack, being able to swap between them with your weapons. I like that the weapons can change, but like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like she doesn't really feel like. I think she's missing something. I'm gonna put her in the B tier. I'm putting her in front of Spider-Ham. Next we got Angel. Angel, I think, feels pretty thematic as well. Someone explained to me because I didn't know that Angel can swap back from Archangel to Angel form. So whenever I did know that, that really bugged me because I was like, Angel, whenever he gets, taken over, becomes Archangel, he's always Archangel now, right? Like, he can't change back. But then, shouts to a commenter that told me that Angel can swap freely back from Archangel to Angel form. So it makes sense that he has these 3 forms here. He has, like, all these aerial events. He can do a lot of different things. Kind of like a very quick, high-paced, high-tempo hero. Um, yeah, I think he feels thematic. I don't Yeah, I don't know. He does feel thematic, but he's not like the most to me. I'm gonna put him behind Gambit here, I think. Yeah. Next we got X-23. So X-23 is like the Wolverine but with readies, right? Like the more agile, like shifty type of Wolverine. And I think she definitely reflects that in her kit. The recovery of 6 just like Wolverine. She doesn't have like a healing factor here, but she does have the regenerative longevity, which is nice. She does feel like she can heal a lot. So yeah, I think that they reflected her kit also pretty well. Yeah, she's pretty nice. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put her in very thematic. Um, behind Spot Room in front of Vision. I think it's a good spot for her. Next, you got Deadpool. Okay, so like, okay, Deadpool is very thematic. I like the theme of him, but the more that I played him, I think that almost everything here is like just on point, right? Like the meta shenanigans, all that stuff. But like, I don't know why, with max effort and with like high risk, why is he doing so much damage? You know what? I don't know why I never thought that about Star-Lord, because Star-Lord actually also does a lot of damage. So you know what? I think I'm convincing myself here. It doesn't make sense, even if Star-Lord like puts everything into risk. He's just a dude with no powers. Like, how is he able to like one-turn kill and like do all this stuff that like these superheroes can't do? And like Deadpool, same thing. Like he's like one of the best rush heroes in the game, if not the best rush hero. Why is he able to do more damage than like so many of these other guys? Like Miles Morales, he has like powers, right? Like Cable has powers. Why is Deadpool is like damage like higher than them? So you know what? I'm gonna drop Star Lord. I feels bad because he does feel like a character. I think Deadpool also feels like it. But I'm gonna drop them both to the bottom of A tier. And put Deadpool a little bit higher because he can never die in hero form, which is pretty cool. But he can die. So if you flip him down to alter ego, you can kill him. So I think that makes sense as well. Yeah, so I'm put Deadpool here, Star Lord right there. They are thematic. They do feel like the characters, but like I just wish they weren't so powerful. And next we got Bishop. Bishop I think feels also very thematic to the character. I like that. Yeah, he really feels like Bishop when you're playing him. Um, with his rifle, with his uniform, getting all your like he feels like what I kind of feel like Captain Marvel should have felt like. Except it makes more sense with Bishop, so I can see why they saved like this type of design for him. Supercharge here is like super thematic. I love his defensive event as well. The energy conversion, really, really, really cool card here. I love the resources. He's very creative. Yeah, I really like Bishop's theme. I think Bishop goes very high up here as well. Um, Man, both him and Cable are so creative. I'm gonna put Cable here because Bishop, I mean, he has nothing in his kit really with the time traveling stuff, right? Yeah, he has the Nemesis, but like other than that, nothing else. So I think Cable gets some more points there. Yeah, because yeah, Cable's got more stuff going on. All right, next we got Magik. I think Limbo is very cool. I think Limbo fits her theme, but yeah, I don't know if I necessarily feel like Magik. Like I don't really feel like, oh, I have the soul sword out, or like, oh, I have the armor out whenever I'm like getting these things out. Colossus ally is very thematic for her. Scrying is cool, exorcism is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't really feel as much as magic as I would like. So I'm gonna put her in A tier, but like near down the bottom. I think in front of Nova behind Angel is a good spot for her. Next we got Iceman. Oh, Iceman is uh very, very thematic. I was trying to think of a pun. I'm not good with puns, guys. Okay, so I mean, freeze, frostbite to people is awesome. I love cooling off here. You should get your ice cards back into your deck. Snow clone is very thematic. Power belt's awesome. The ice slide is thematic. It gets shuffled back in if you change the alter ego. Crowd connect perception. You got the ice wall, frozen solid. I mean, yeah, I mean, all this stuff is just super duper on theme. And yeah, I mean, he goes very high up. He's gonna go. He feels like ice. I'm gonna put him. I'm putting him in front of Bishop because I feel like they got like pretty much everything of his character here, and is like very creative as well. Next we got Jubilee. I think Jubilee's not gonna be the most thematic character for me. Um, So she wants to feel like she's like, shooting fireworks everywhere. I mean, I do kind of feel that way. But like the firecracker, the blinding flash, the flash of light, stuns and confuses, that makes sense with her. You know what? Now that I'm kind of like looking at her cards, I do feel like she's pretty thematic. I don't get why the coat gives her extra authority and helps her remove more threat. And the sunglasses like boosts her attack though. That doesn't really make sense to me. I think that's the part that I didn't really like. So I think she's gonna go in the B tier for me. She's thematic, but like she has some things that's not super thematic. She's gonna go in front of Psylocke and behind Rogue. All right, next we got Nightcrawler. Ooh, Nightcrawler is very thematic, I think, right? Like he's banned from everywhere. He has a high defense. It's kind of like dodging, right? And then you still might get hit a little bit. Yeah, the Bamf, super duper cool. I love this. It's very creative. Um, yeah, I like the Kurt's Chapel. You have the yeah, he's a very unique stat line. I love the cutlasses giving him the counts as 2 restricted cards here, but then like this thing gives him +1 additional upgrade that has restricted keyword with his prehensile tail. That's very thematic. You really feel like you're jumping all over the board when you're playing, right? Scout ahead, teleport, drop, port and punch. He feels like Nightcrawler. Yeah, I mean, they got the character on point, guys. Nightcrawler, very, very high up. He's so creative. I mean, these X-Men are like killing this list here. I think I'm gonna put him behind Bishop in front of Scarlet Witch. Next, we got Magneto. Ooh, I don't know about the theme for Magneto. So, like, I like the magnetic pool. Okay, well, let's jump to the highlights. So, Wrapped in Metal and Magnetic Missile, the most thematic cards. This is so cool. I love that so much. The Metal Shards feels like it should have Piercing. I don't know why he's getting a tough stats card after this, though, right? That doesn't make as much sense. This is thematic as well. Electromagnetic Blast, being able to bring that off. So, he does feel very thematic. I just wish, I mean, if this had Piercing, that would feel on point. And if there's like more magnetism with this kit. Like, it doesn't make sense that like the helmet is generated while research for magnetic cards. Like, why is it helping with that? It makes the steady is great though. I kind of wish it was stalwart. That'd be even more thematic. This is thematic, and then like yeah, I don't like. I think that I like that they have Astro M as well. I think that's an important part. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think he is thematic, but he's not gonna go as high as a lot of other characters. He's gonna go, I think, right here behind Miss Marvel and in front of Venom. Next we got Maria Hill. Maria Hill, I think, is very, very thematic, right? You feel like, you're just chilling, like in your office, you're setting all these people down, you're like directing them, right? Being the director of SHIELD here. Yeah, I mean, I love that. Like, she's not actually attacking. Like, she feels weak, like, as a person, right? Like, she's like the attacks out of 1, which I really, really like with her. I remember saying whenever we found out that we were getting Maria Hill, I said I really want her to have an attacks out of 1 because I feel like that's the matchup character. She's still super powerful because of all like the nasty stuff that she can do with like the Iliad and Pericles and all that stuff. But it feels like it's the ships doing the damage, right? Like with Deadpool, it feels like he's just swing with you with his katanas and like able to do like more damage than like Spider-Man or like Thor or like Hulk. And then like with Star-Lord, he's like shooting his guns, but it feels like why is he doing more damage than Hulk? With just his guns, right? Even though he's like doing more risk, it doesn't make sense like he's able to shoot for so much damage. Maria Hill makes sense why she's doing more damage, because it's not her. It's like all these crazy ships like exploding everywhere, and like whenever we do the hard call, like the ship comes down and just like so like that's pretty thematic character. I think she's on point, so she goes very high up. I like her theme a lot, a lot. I think I put her. Oh man, I'm gonna put her in front of Scarlet Witch just because the creativity I think is awesome. Next we got Nick Fury. He's got the assault suit form and the stealth suit form. I think it makes sense. I love the stealth suit. I think the stealth stuff is like super on point. Yeah, I love the flying car. That's awesome. So like all the preps is really cool with Nick as well. I love this card right here into intelligence analysis. He feels like a smart character that had to like really like maneuver around to play. So like that's on point. Same thing with Deadpool and Star-Lord. He does so much damage with the assault suit. It has an attack stat of 2. He's just shooting guns here. So like, at the end of the day, I don't know if he should be that powerful, but he is going to be thematic. So I am going to put him in the A tier. And I'll put him above Deadpool and Star-Lord just because these guys are so much more like strong with their burst damage and don't really feel like, I mean, they're still very thematic, right? Like they still go in the A tier. I do feel like these characters whenever I'm playing them. I just like, It's just not as much like these other characters because there's something like there's just a little bit of like, why is that like that, you know? Next we got Shuri Black Panther. She definitely does feel like a more shifty T'Challa. Like a lot of the girl characters, they made them like more shifty and like agile, and like more quick, I guess. And I think that that translates through how the kit plays. Yeah, she's rich with the vibranium. She's super rich. She's got the elephant's trunk. She's got Queen Ramonda healing her. Um, she's got the upgrades here with T'Challa, but she's not really like forced to like each time she activates, she can trigger a Black Panther upgrade, which feels a lot more thematic character than needing to play a Wakanda Forever. She has one copy of the Wakanda Forever, which actually feels more thematic because kind of like Wakanda Forever, Big Unleash, trigger all of the Black Panther upgrades. That actually feels more thematic than T'Challa. So she's gonna go pretty high up. I really like her kit. Um, I think, oh man, I don't know if she's as like interesting as a lot of these other designs here. I'm put her behind Thor and in front of Captain America. Next we got Silk here. Okay, Silk's got some pretty thematic stuff. I like the Silk sense. I like the eidetic memory. I like being able to like remember things and like the swapping and all of that. I like the genius right here. Being able to draw two cards is really nice. The wall crawl is nice as well. Get the scoop is cool too. Yeah, I think that she feels like herself. It's like the upgrades here, right? And that's like probably my biggest complaint about her kit, as well. Like, I don't, man, like, why does she need these upgrades like this to like get these extra stats and like do these extra things? Especially the outwit, right? Like she's gaining like intelligence to like be able to thwart more. Like I don't really get this one in particular, but I think everything else is actually pretty on point. They got like the reporter stuff going on with her too. So I think that overall she's actually very thematic. I'm gonna put her in the A tier, but I'll put her like around here. Let's put her in front of Gambit and behind Valkyrie. Next we got Falcon. Ooh, Falcon I think is actually pretty thematic, right? He's got the Eagle Eye, looking at the encounter, he's scouting all the time, just like Nightcrawler with his Scout Ahead event. So it really feels like that, which is pretty nice. Um, he's got the bird stuff. He's like, see, he has attack side too, but like, he doesn't feel super strong, right? He doesn't have that damage output of like a Deadpool and Star-Lord, which feels, the merit to the character. Um, he's got some nice defenses, which makes sense because he can fly away and dodge your attacks. I like the soup kitchen. I think that's thematic. He's got the aerial recon. That's thematic. Draw their fire is thematic as well. I think he has very thematic cards. He's actually pretty on point actually. I'm gonna put him pretty high up. Um, let's put him behind Gamora in front of She-Hulk. Next we got Winter Soldier. Okay, this is like the minion ones are tough. Like I get that mechanically they have to do that, right? Because there has to be some type of like minion slayers in the game of Marvel Champions. But is Bucky? It kind of makes sense for Bucky, right? Like, and then like I like that he has two Thor. He's good at thwarting. It makes sense because he's a spy, right? That's reflected in his kit. I like the cybernetic arm. I wish he got some cat shenanigans going on. The metal punch, the arm, like he's strong. He is a super soldier. The safe house is nice. Yeah, I think all of his stuff is actually pretty thematic here. And I think it makes sense that he's defeating, minions and like getting out, benefits out of it, right? Each time he defeats a minion, he can remove threat, right? He's like a spy, so he's got that going on. Yeah, I think he's also very thematic. He goes pretty high up too. I'm putting him around Black Widow level. Let's put him behind Black Widow though. And next we got the newest two heroes, Tigra and Hulkling. Okay. Let's do. Okay, where's the Tigra first? Because she's the next one in order. So Tigra, she's another minion slayer. So these are a little bit tough. Um, she wants minions to just be in play, and she gets a lot of benefit if they are in play. Now, I don't really know too much about Tigra as a character, so I don't know if that's super thematic for her to like. But I mean, she's a cop, so she's like catching criminals. I think Precinct HQ is super thematic. I think it makes sense with her, right? Because she's a cop. She wants all these criminals. She's catching them. She's hunting them down. I think it makes sense for her. Do I really feel like a cat when I'm playing her? Yeah, she's agile. She's got the sharp claws. I think I do feel pretty thematic to her. Although I don't know too much about her, I can kind of assume based on playing her kit. So yeah, I'm gonna put her in the A tier. Not super high up though. I'm gonna put her in front of Gambit behind Silk. And then lastly, we got Hulkling here. Hulkling, I also don't know too much about the character, but I mean, he is a shapeshifter. I know that. I know he's a Kree Skrull. And just from that, he feels super thematic because I love the creativity with how he shapeshifts. Like the creativity here is on point, being able to shapeshift through this type of way. He's super rich. He's got the shapeshifter strike. He can like feel like Hulk, if you have the Hulk shape in play. Wing shape, you got like more thwarting. This shape is very thematic as well. Imitation shape having extra thwarting. And then when enemy attacks you, it schemes instead because it thinks it doesn't see you, right? Like you're still an alter ego. So that's really cool. I love this. Yeah, so I mean, Hulkling really feels like a shapeshifter. And you can just stay in one form and just like play the game in that form. So like he feels like a shapeshifter that doesn't have to shapeshift, which makes sense, right? Like if I can shapeshift, I'm not doing it all the time, just whenever it like helps me out. So I'm gonna put him pretty high up. I think he goes, he's not, I think he goes behind Domino and in front of Wolverine. All right, that is our list here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Are we gonna change anything? I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. I feel like I really like this list. The only thing I will want to change is I want to put Spider-Man like in the top of A tier, but missing that thwarting I think feels bad. So yeah, he goes into B tier, the top of B tier though. And yeah, I think this makes sense for Marvel Champions, one of the most thematic games of all time. Like you really feel like these characters when you're playing, these cardboard cards, you feel like the character like Miles Morales or like Peter Parker Spider-Man or like Cyclops. And I think these three characters right here are super thematic, especially Cyclops. These characters, I mean, most characters in the game are thematic. I think that these could be improved to feel more like the character. Um, I think that these here do feel like the character in general. It's just like I would change like a little bit of something to make them more feel like it. I think Spider-Man is not correct on this list because I really, you know what? I'm gonna change him, guys. I'm gonna veto the vote. I'm gonna put Spider-Man here. Um, I'm just super biased, guys. I think Spider-Man belongs because I feel like Peter Parker so much. Like I feel more like Peter Parker playing Peter Parker than I feel like Miles or like Cable or like Iceman, right? Like I feel just like Peter Parker Spider-Man, and I feel the Thor issue. I'm having allies to Thor anyways. I just really feel like him. So like, you know what? Maybe I'm super biased, but yeah, I'm gonna put him there. That's gonna be my one change. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. Let me know down in the comments if you agreed or disagreed. And yeah, I hope you guys all liked this video. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.